First of all, you have to stop focusing on pleasing the people. That works with your sphere, okay? That works. It works when your sphere comes along and says, hey, Barry, can we go look at homes this weekend? Sure. What time? Okay, that's fantastic. But when you ask a lead that doesn't know what they want, hey, I just wanted to see how I can help you. Almost always, the lead says to you something like, I'm not ready, I'll call you when I'm ready. Because you're asking them for certainty. You're asking them, what do you want? You are a waiter or a waitress, which is an honorable living, but that is not the highest and the best use of your time. You should be a consultant. There's a reason, other than the fact that it's illegal, that you don't walk into the doctor and the doctor say, hey, what medicine do you want today? Right? He asks you questions. He dialogues. So instead of saying, how can I please you? Also, let me just say this. It is not fair to the lead on the other end of the phone for you to burden them with your emotional need to feel accepted and approved of. You need to get your acceptance and your approval somewhere else. Faith in God, your family, your friends, somewhere else. Because what you're doing, if you're honest with yourself, if you're emotionally intelligent, what's going on? When you call the prospect, you are saying you are really worried about making them like you. And that's why you talk about really lame things like, oh, where do you grocery shop? Oh my gosh, I grocery shop there too. Like, it just seems really like, ugh. And we wonder why they don't answer the phone anymore. Because they don't want fake friends. We don't need fake friends. I don't even have time for my real friends. Why do I want to talk to a stranger about subjects that don't matter, right? So it's not fair to them for you to focus on your need to be accepted. You have to focus on the fact that they are embarking on the largest financial transaction of their life. And so instead of pleasing them, making your focus, helping them needs to be your focus. You also need to use a different style of questions. My book, Too Nice for Sales, I was going to call the Socratic method of sales. Apparently it was a book in the 80s, I was super bummed about that. But Socrates, Jesus, all the greatest philosophers in the world all taught their students through asking questions. Whoever is asking the questions is controlling the conversation. And so my favorite question is not, what kind of home do you want? Because if you think about it, what you're asking them is, hey, have you taken the time to figure out exactly what you want? If so, I'd love to hear about it. Again, low urgency right now. People don't have clarity on what their needs are. And that's what you've been looking for all day, and you're asking them, what do you want? And they say to you, I don't really know, I'm not really sure, I'm not really interested. And so when you're comparing this is all about certainty or the lack thereof. And so the question you do need to be asking your leads, this is my favorite one, you need to write it down. What are you hoping to change about where you live right now? What are you hoping to change about where you live right now? It's right there. I'm sure you aren't ready to move yet, but what would you like to change about where you live right now? I'm not asking them for certainty about where they're going. I'm asking them about what they hate about where they live. You see how subtle that is? It's an indirect question to what kind of home do you want? And people that don't know what they want, they need you to be indirect. Some other ones, if you're writing questions down that I really like, instead of saying, are you pre-approved, which requires certainty, I use an indirect question.